What is up, guys? It's me giving you a Crusadia deck for Link Evolution. This is of course my opinion, and it's completely cool if you guys disagree with any of the cards that I do show in this video. Crusadia, I've gone for the OTK build rather than the control build, and it's actually not pretty bad. It's all about just link summoning, special summon more Crusadia monsters through their effects, and just using kaijus to basically tribute your opponent's like pesky monsters and just go absolutely like hard on the attack point. So guys, let's see what it's all about. Okay guys, starting us off is of course those two copies of Ash Blossom. This is a go second build, so yeah, you want to go second. So using like hand traps is just really important. So decided to go for Ash Blossom. She's one of the best hand traps in this particular game because should your opponent does a lot of like special summon from the deck, send a card from the deck to the grave, or add a card from the deck to the hand, she just shuts them down. Have a nice day. Onto the Crusadia cards, guys. Basically, the recipe is you want 3 of everyone. The reason why is because as long as you can get access to like 2 Crusadias and like a kaiju in your opening hand, you win the game. Like, that's OTK. So I'll explain why it is in a little bit. So all the Crusadia cards have an effect where you can special summon it from. You can special summon this card from your hand to a place that a link monster points to, which is basically all it is. So then all of them have a secondary effect that triggers. So for Arbora, her effect is if a Crusadia monster you control be destroyed by battle or by a card effect, can banish this card from your hand or grave instead. So this gives our Crusadia or any one of our this gives a Crusadia monster some protection. Drago, which is actually one of the best ones, if this card is normal or special summoned to a zone a link monster points to, you can take a Crusadia card in your grave and add it back to your hand. So that gives you some recurrence. So say you have Arbora, Drago, you could normal summon Arbora, use then go into a link monster, summon out Drago. Drago's effect activates, bringing back Arbora. And then you can special summon Arbora because you didn't special summon it. You can only special summon these once per turn, by the way, but you can normal and special summon during the same turn. So that's really great. Then we've got 3 copies of Lioness. Lioness is kind of great for the OTKs because should your opponent be playing defensively, it kind of helps. So should your opponent have a monster in defense mode, Lioness can target 1 Crusadia Link monster you control, and it does piercing damage. Really great. And 3 copies of Maximus. He's absolutely fantastic for the OTK. If you don't if you want to go for Arbora, which is play safe, you go for it. But if you want to go for Maximus, that's actually cool as well. So Maximus' effect is like Leonis, where you can target 1 Crusadia monster to trigger an effect, which is if that link monster deals battle damage, it is doubled. So this card makes your Crusadia card do double damage. Really great. Then 3 copies of Crusadia Reclusia. I really use this guy is really like the worst one in my opinion because yeah, its effect is if this card is normal special summoned, you can target a Crusadia card you control and 1 card your opponent controls, destroy them. Yes, it can do some synergy if you have Arbora in the graveyard because you can like pull like a spiral sleeper kind of combo where you can target like any one of your Crusadias and your opponent's card. Arbora protects your monster so only your opponent's getting destroyed. But that's only if Arbora is in the graveyard. So that's why I kind of think Reclusia is... It's great if you're just going to normal summon it to link off to start the whole process, but in terms like Crusadia cards, he's the worst one. You use him because he's got the word Crusadia in his name. That's the only reason why I really use him. Because this is a go second build, we are using Pankatops. Pankatops is Mandrill for go second cards. It's basically got the effect like Cyber Dragon. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, best summon it. And also it's a free interruption because you can contribute itself to destroy 1 card in the field. Nice little interruption. We are running kaijus. I'm running 1 Mad Flame Kaiju, the Lightning Flame Kaiju, the Multi-Dimensional Kaiju, the Sticky String Kaiju, and then Gamma Seal, which is, I think, 1, 2, 3, that's 5 Kaijus we're running. You can run more, you can run less, but I just think 5 is like a kind of one, like you want to see a Kaiju in your opening hand, but you don't want to have a whole hand full of Kaijus. So that's why we're running, like, you got to try and get the ratio right, and I went for 5, that's kind of like standard for me. We're doing 3 copies of Fumid Skipper because this guy can actually substitute for a Crusadia card because you can reveal a link monster in your extra deck. This guy's name, attribute, and type becomes that revered one. So say, for the beginning combo, you need Crusadia Magnus, which needs 1 Crusadia monster. You basically just choose any Crusadia in your extra deck, this guy's become like copies that name, and then you can link summon them way into this guy. It basically means it's just a different way to get into the Crusadia lineup. Say you've got like this and Maximus, at least then you can not go into the Link monster and then special summon Maximus. You don't have to just keep relying on like the Crusadia cards to win. Then guys, we're running 2 copies of Nibiru, because like I say, this is a go second deck. Nibiru is a great go second card if you go up against combo decks. Obviously against control, he's kind of like a dead one because they don't really summon more than five monsters. But against combo, Nibiru is their worst nightmare. So should your opponent normal special summon 5 more monsters in one turn, you can tribute all monsters face up on the field and then summon a Nibiru token to your opponent's side of the field who has the same token. Who has the same attack and defense equal to the combined attack and defense, and then Nibiru gets summoned to your field. So it's just great to just get rid of like all of your opponent's like big boss monsters. Onto the spells, guys. I'm running 2 Crusadia Power. You can kind of cut this down to 1 if you really want to. And Crusadia Power just basically is like a forbidden like card where it's like your monster can't be targeted. That's like your monster is just unaffected by all card effects for the turn. So say your opponent plays Nibiru, you change Crusadia Power, your monster now becomes immune to card effects. And it's kind of the same if you did Interdimensional Kaiju. It's like, if you play Crusadia Power, your monster is just unaffected by all card effects, and it kind of makes life simple. We've got 1 copy of Crusadia Reveal, so this gives all of our Link monsters 500 more attack points, and also if you target a Crusadia Link monster, it can attack all monsters your opponent controls. And then we're running Crusadia Testament, which is kind of like a good card because it has an effect where after damage calculation, if your Crusadia monster, like say you can't OTK, and your Crusadia monster, like you can't beat him, if your Crusadia monster destroyed an opponent's monster by battle, you draw cards equal to that monster's Link rating. So say you have Equimax, you draw 3 cards. If you have Regulix or Spartha, you draw 2. If you have Avamax, you draw 4. So that's the main reason why you do it. It's just to basically replenish your hand for the second turn, because then you're good to go. Because you could draw hand traps and all kind of things. 2 Interdimensional Kaiju. This nukes the field and also specials a Kaiju from yours and your opponent's side of the field. This sets up beautifully for the FTK because not only can you wipe your opponent's board, you could just summon out 2 Kaijus and they come in really handy for when we get to the Link monsters. And then finally, a Lightning Storm, just another copy of Interrupted Kaiju. I decided to run this instead of like a 3rd Kaiju Slumber because Kaiju Slumber only destroys monsters while Lightning Storm can destroy back row as well. 2 copies of Path of Desires for draw power. See, as you can see, apart from like some Kaijus, majority one of our cards, we're always running like 2 to 3 of every single card. So Desires doesn't really affect us a little bit. And then finally, 3 Imperm, just because it's like an effect veil on steroids. Should your opponent do anything like monster effect, so you can play this card from your hand. Obviously, go second. If you control no cards, you can play this card from your hand. If you set this card and activate it, any spell or trap activates in that column is also negated, and it can't be called by the grave because it's not a monster. On to the Links, guys. We are running. Apart from like the Crusadia cards, everything else is kind of like, this is kind of like your personal opinion. You could add some spice into this, like with the rescue cat as you see in the side deck. You could put in some stuff like that for like the Night Beast. It's completely up to you if you want to keep doing stuff like this. I decided to take out the rescue cat because obviously if you draw like your tuner, it's going to be like a dead card, and I tried to like limit as many dead cards as I could. So I decided to run with just Link monsters. I'll be brutally honest, a lot of them are kind of dead unless you go into the Crusadia cards, so just please bear that in mind. So we're running Blackluster Soldier. The reason I'm running him is because, yes, we do have the potential to have Kaijus on our side of the field, which a lot of them are basically level 7 or higher, which means Blackluster Soldier can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and also if it destroys an opponent's monster, it can trigger one of these 3 abilities, where it can gain 1500 attack, it can make a second attack during the next battle phase, or banish 1 card on the field. And that banish 1 card on the field doesn't target, doesn't destroy, and it's just out basically any card really. Borrow Sword Dragon to help with OTKs. I know they don't really need the OTKs, but it's just there as a it can just help. It can attack twice by switching 1 monster in from attack to mode, if it attacks a monster, it gains gains half that monster's attack. Onto the Crusadia cards, guys. We've got 2 copies of Equimax. I decided to run 2. You don't need more than 3. This is where it gets good. This card and all the Crusadia cards share an effect where they gain attack points equal to the monsters they point to. So, for instance, because this guy's got 3 arrows, say he's pointing to Gamma Seal on my opponent's side of the field. He's going to gain 2,200 attack points because that's what Gamma Seal has. So the more monsters that your Link monsters point to, the more attack points they're going to get, which means the more OTKs they're going to do. So you can, like say, have a kaiju, on your opponent's side of the field pointing to this card, another kaiju on your side of the field pointing to this card, and then have like Maximus. It's going to gain like, what? If you'd had like these 3 cards, for instance, that's 4,000, that's 6,200 damage, 6,200 extra attack points this guy will gain, and because of Maximus, it'll deal double damage. You see what I mean? Where it's so easy to do OTKs. This guy also has an effect where, as a quick effect, you contribute a Crusadia card this card points to, and negate 1 face-up card on the field. It's flat out negate it, so you can negate monster, spell, or traps, and it's really great. We've got 3 copies of Magnus, or Magus, or I think it's Magus, because he's the first starting combo that you need. So basically, if a monster is summoned next to this card's link, you get to add a Crusadia monster from your deck to your hand. So basically, you summon out any one of your Crusadia monsters, go into this bad boy, best summon another one from your hand. That might trigger their effects. So say for instance you have Albora and Drago. You'd normal summon Albora, go into Magnus, special summon out Drago. Magnus is chain link 1 to add a Crusadia from your deck to your hand. Then Drago chain link 2, which makes it so your opponent can't Ash Blossom the Magnus. Brings back Albora back to your hand. You see what I mean, guys? It's a nice little combo, and Magnus can search out any Crusadia monster you want to just keep extending your link plays. And then you go into Regulus. Regulus' effect, again, it gains attack and defense, or it gains attack equal to the combined original attack of all monsters he points to. And if a Crusadia is special next to it, or if a monster is summoned next to its link, you can add a Crusadia spell or trap. So this adds the monsters, this adds the spells. So this is where you can add, depending on your hand, say you've already got Reveal in hand, you can go for treatment if you're feeling not getting TK, or go for power to play safe. You see what I mean? You can quite easily just add power plays to help you, or protection if you need it. I don't really go into Sparta all that well, but it can be coming great. Basically, you can target one monster in our player's zone and move it to a different zone. That's basically its effect. We're using IP Masquerena because I'm using the Phoenix and Unicorn. She's absolutely great, and also she's great to go to Avamax. Masquerena, basically, you can link someone during opponent's turn. Any card summoned using Masquerena can't be destroyed by card effects. We are using Phoenix for some back row removal. You just pitch a card, destroy one spell or trap your opponent has. Unicorn does kind of the same, but instead of destroying a spell or trap, it bounces one card in the field back into the deck. Really great. Great if you combine it with Masquerade, because you can have a free interruption during opponent's turn. Link Spider, because why did I run Link Spider actually? Let's go turn. One normal monster. What's the normal monster in this deck? Oh, I think I put Link Spider in because I had Cyframe Gamma. You could take Link Spider out actually. I think I put Link Spider in because I had Cyframe Gamma. This was before, when I was running the Cyframes. I was like, right, Cyframe Gamma, I can just link him off, so then that way he stays on the field. Yeah, so you can take out this and put in anything else if you want. And then I also have Crusadia Avamax, simply because it's another Crusadia card, so it works in this deck. And he gains all the benefits from the Crusadia cards because he has Crusadia in his name. And if this card is link summoned, it can't be targeted by card effects. If you use him using Masquerena, which is really easy to, then he can't be destroyed by card effects either. If he battles a monster with special summoned, he gains that monster's attack, really great. And also, if he is just sent from the field to the graveyard, you can shuffle one card in the field back into the deck. Really sweet. So that's that's it for the deck, guys. It's a really just straightforward OTK. There's nothing really great about this. There's nothing really special, but it's a really fun way because, like I say, you are running kaijus to interrupt your opponent's big power plays. And realistically, to do the full OTK, you just need something like 2 Crusaders and a kaiju, or like 2 Crusaders and a Pankatops. Like, that alone is enough to give you the OTK. Like, that's all you need, because everything else, like the spells and the monsters, you're going to search off your Link monsters. So yeah, all you really realistically need is like 2 Crusaders and like a big kaiju, or just like just a kaiju or like a Pankatops for the OTK. That's pretty much it, really. Like, you can even summon Nibiru next to one of the links you plan to, because then Nibiru will give your monster 3,000 attack points, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, guys, this is it for the day. I do hope you guys enjoy. If you did, hit that thumbs up, consider subscribing, because everyone helps out the channel grow. Be sure to watch some replays to see how this deck functions and see just how great it is through TK. And apart from that, guys, I do hope you have a fun day or night. Take care and goodbye.